The year 2023 was the hottest in history, and it's getting worse. The warming rate in our region is almost double the global rate, and we will all pay the price. In health, in food, and energy shortages, and damage to infrastructure. In October 2021, the State Comptroller of Israel published a special report examining national climate action by the government of Israel. According to the Comptroller, 84% of public bodies had no plan for dealing with the risks, and the transition rate to renewable energy and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions ranged from lagging behind to zero. What has changed since then? The government issued statements, made decisions. However, when it comes to implementation, it procrastinates, and there isn't any government entity leading to change. The Comptroller found that there is still no national preparedness plan for the climate crisis and that 82% of the examined public bodies are not prepared for it. In addition, the Climate Change Preparedness Administration in the Ministry of Environmental Protection lacks authority, and there is still no national calculation center enabling public bodies to prepare for climate scenarios. The government committed to reducing greenhouse gas emissions by 27% by 2030, but instead, emissions increased by 1% in Israel from 2015 to 2022. No more ambitious goal for renewable energies has been presented. The electricity generation rate from renewable energies in 2030 is expected to reach only 19%, far from the initial target of 30%. Despite the government's decision, Israel did not cease and even increase the electricity generation by polluting coal utilization. Meanwhile, the Comptroller found that the government encourages the demand for polluting fuels through tax incentives, 33-fold its investment in the climate area. Unlike Europe, Israel avoids imposing a carbon tax on certain fuels. When the European Union imposes such a tax on energy-intensive imported goods, Israeli exporters may be required to pay a carbon tax to the EU Treasury, potentially compromising their competitiveness. The climate crisis dramatically implicates the economy. Nevertheless, the Ministry of Finance refrains from leading policy and setting long-term goals. We have no time to waste. Not to endanger future generations, Israel should address the climate crisis today. Visit the State Comptroller's Office website for the full report.